Greetings, Wolf Whoops. Lord Von Wolf here with Noob Sauce. Now, last episode we created the Kelp Farm, and it's going to become useful in more than one way. Alright, now, as you can see from the distance, I actually doubled the farm. We'll go over there in a second, but what I want to show you first is these things that I created right here. When we explored the village, I showed you this device right here called the composter. Alright. Now, how that works is you take stuff that is compostable, if that's actually technically a word, and you can create this item right here, this bone meal, kind of like how we converted the bones over. But I want to use like the bones and stuff for other things, so I'm going to use my excess materials, a lot of which is the seeds, like from the wheat and the beetroot, and making all those lanterns and stuff like that. But the kelp also can generate a lot. So what you do is, as you can see, I already got some in here because I have it automated. But you can do this manually by placing something into the composter. Now, it doesn't always guarantee you're going to get a layer. Okay. That's a layer. That's a layer. Now, that was the top layer, and it actually gets like all white and everything because it's composted. And then when it's done, this system is designed to auto-collect it. So I went from 51 here to 52. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in this kelp here. And this hopper, which has to sit on top facing downward just like this, will automatically fill this composter for me. This hopper then will take out the completed compost and put it into this chest. Did we get? Yeah, we got at least one out of that 24. Like I said, it's a percentage chance. It's not guaranteed for every piece that goes in. Now, why do we want this bone meal? Well, if you remember from a couple episodes ago, I went and got the sea pickle. Alright? And to make duplicates of the sea pickle, we need water and coral and bone meal. Alright? Now, I found this golden silk touch pickaxe. I think I mentioned it a couple episodes ago. So I was able to get this coral block. Now, underneath this coral block, what I did was I put a water source with a half slab, put it in so I know there's water there. Alright. That means that this block will always be touching water, because if I mess this source up, it'll kill this, and I don't want that. So I have a water source hidden underneath. Now, there is a way to automate what I'm going to do. For right now, I'm just doing it manually. I have iron bars here that traps in the water in the four corners, so I can access this all I want. And all you have to do is one bone meal, bam, we get 4. Take it out, put another one back in, bone meal it again. Okay, we gotta drop that down. There we go, right? Simple as that. And that's what bone meal does. So let me put that away. And let's get down over to this section over here. I don't know if you guys have seen this in the past episodes and have been wondering what this is. I have found slime chunks. This here is a slime chunk, and I believe this area is a slime chunk. Now, I'm jumping the gun here a little bit, but if you want to know ahead of time how to find a slime chunk, first off, you dig down here and just wait for them to form. But if you hit your F3 and your G key, that'll bring up this chunk border. Okay. Now, chunk borders are 16 blocks by 16 blocks by 16 blocks. And this blue line here represents where the edges of those 16 blocks are. Alright. Now, down in here, so as you can tell, I've been carving out this chunk here because I know this chunk generates slimes. And I went up that high because there's water above that, so I got to figure out what more is above there. Now, let me get down in here. Okay, so I am on level 5. This goes down a few more blocks. As you can see, so that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. All right, I'm on level 5. So if we add 5, that's 16. So when you hear they talk about chunks 16 by 16 by 16, this is what they're talking about. All right, we can take that off now. Now I'm down in here. First off, I told you I was going to show you this when I was in here. These blocks right here, this is bedrock. Okay, you have this on the floor of the world in the overworld, and In the nether, it's on the floor and in the ceiling. Of course, here we just have a build limit. All right, you cannot break this block. You can't explode it. You can't do anything with it unless you're in creative. Then you can destroy it all you want. You can't even move it. That block is there permanently. Okay. Now, why am I down here? Because I'm going to show you what we can do with this block. I'm going to place this sapling right here. Now, that can take up to 20 minutes in real time before that can potentially grow. Each tick determines whether or not that grows or not. So the game is determining every single game tick, is this going to grow? We can hasten that using the bone meal. See the magical particles? Bam, look at that. Oh, and it's a somewhat big tree too. So now we just grew a tree. Now I can do that with the crops as well. It doesn't work on all of the crops. Say like, the pumpkins and melons. It'll work on growing the stems up from the seedling type stems to the grown stems, but it won't generate a melon or a pumpkin. But the majority of the other crops you can. I do believe the same thing it won't work on sugarcane. Alright, so let me get this out of here because just in case I get slime in here, I don't want this ruining the potential rate of slime generating. Okay, let's get that. Give me all of this stuff. Okay, so that's the use of bone meal. And of course, what I can do with bone meal, I can make the white dye out of it. Or, let me get over to the crafting table. I think did I put one over here? No, it's all the way on the other side. Alright, let me just see this one real quick. Or I can do this. This block right here, this bone block. It takes 9 bone meal to make 1 bone block, which is a decorative block that you can make. Alright, that's another reason why I want bone meal. So in order to get that bone meal, I'm going to definitely need something that's going to give me either a lot of bones, which would be a spawner, which I don't have access to, or a source of renewable, degradable material to turn it into this bone meal stuff. Now, these saplings can be used. This apple can be used. Yeah, believe it or not, saplings can be used. Now, I can't use wood. See, that's not doing nothing, right? I can use sugarcane, but I don't want to use my sugarcane because I'm going to want to use that for paper. Some sugar, of course, but paper. Now, let's grab one of these. Remember, I told you that bamboo is considered a wood product. So it's burnable, but it's not, just like the sticks, it can't be used here. So I can't do anything with that. Now, the kelp, as I showed demonstrating with that, is usable in this device, this composter. Alright, now before I get over into converting that over, let me show you this other thing. This is called a barrel. It's similar to a chest, alright, but it's only like you can't double stack these. This is like a single chest. Now the good thing about this, let's make both these products and I'll show you how to make those. The good thing is you can actually put stuff on it and it still will function. So let's convert. Okay, give me a second. I want that one, right? Okay, then give me, nope, let's do that. Okay, so I'm gonna want half slabs, all right? Yeah, that's enough. Okay, so to make this product, okay, you're gonna need 7 half slabs to make the composter, all right? It's in this U-shape, just like the boat, but we put the extra 2 pieces on top. And now if I took those 2 pieces off, we make the boat. Okay? I mean, not out of these blocks, but I'm talking about when you use regular blocks. Because it's 5 blocks, remember? But this is a 7, and this is how you make the composter. Now let's make the next thing, that barrel, which is right here. Now with this one, you use half slabs and blocks. But in this formation, we got the 6, and then 2 and 2, which is the top part, which makes that item right there. Let's place this down. Now, if I place it down like this, where the top, I don't know if I can get you to see it. Okay, yeah, that means the barrel is open. Okay. Now, if I place a block on top of that, I can actually still access it. even though the top is facing upward. And the thing about the barrels are, you can do it that way. Now you do the same thing with the chest, but it all still is accessible. Alright. That's the good thing about using barrels. It's because you can put whole blocks on top of them and still gain access. Unlike chests, which you put a whole block on top of it, you can't access it. Okay, that's these two devices created. Now let's get over here. Now here's the kelp farm that we built last episode. The only thing I did now was to mirror what we did over here. So everything you see here is the same thing over here, just mirrored over. Alright, so we still have our single line right here. Here is the kelp that's growing on both sides. Alright, so that's 10 and 10 to give me 20. Now, over here was the chest area. Alright, so we still have this pickup right here. But I dug it out because now what I want to do is I want to not only be able to collect the kelp, but I also want to use the overflow for composting. Alrighty, so what I need to do is I had to actually get down in here because I need to put the collection chest for the kelp down here. So here's the hopper, dug down 3 blocks. I'm putting the chest down. Give me one of the hoppers. I'm going to put a hopper on top of that chest facing down into the chest. Okay. Say there's nothing in there right now. I'm going to take the composter we have. I'm going to set that composter right like that. I'm going to take the composter and put the hopper on top of it like I did over there. And then I'm going to face this next hopper so it goes into this hopper that's above the composter. So this hopper will shunt to this one I'm placing now, which will shunt over to here. Now you're going to ask, how is that going to then put stuff down here? Well, what happens is when items come from this hopper into here, if there's a hopper placed below it, no matter which direction this hopper faces, unless it's facing downward, will automatically pull the items out of here. So it'll pull down first, and if this fills up and then this hopper fills up, then it will shunt everything over to this hopper, which will then push it into that right there. Alright, now of course I have to make the collection for below. So watch what happens. That rail might be in the way. Alright, so if I drop this, okay. Now that's not going to do anything because, that it's shunting everything. I will cover these, by the way, too, like I did with the charcoal machine. And you heard it move off, okay? Now notice nothing went into the composter because this hopper's pulling all of this out of here. Okay? Like putting it all into place there. So let's put that all back in there. And now, of course, what I need to do next is... Oh. I shorted myself one hopper. I don't have any extra in there. Let me go grab some quick 4 pieces of iron. Or 5 pieces of iron. Okay. Ooh, there you go. I'll just grab a stack. Or half a stack. So we're generating a lot of good farms here. Some of them are automatic. Some of them are semi-automatic. And the crop farms you can make semi-automatic. I will show you that. Alright, so let's get down in here. Alright. Now, what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to put that there. I'm going to put that... Ooh. Nope, I want that as a double chest. And yes, I won't be able to access this because of this right here. Alright. But that's not a big deal. I don't need that anymore. Don't need you. Stick signal. I don't need that. Don't. Oops, give me that back. Don't need that. Okay. So let's go in here and let's make a hopper. Okay, so we have a hopper. And then what I want to show you is you don't need the stone cutter to make stone steps. Like you do with wood, you take 6 pieces in this diamond or triangle formation like this, right angle triangle. Okay, it'll give you 4 stairs. That's why I like using a stone cutter, because for every 1 stone I use a stone cutter, I get a staircase. Here I'm using 6, but I only get 4 in return. Alright. Now the stone cutter will cut any stone for you doing that. It won't do wood, so you still have to do wood stairs in this fashion at this time. Okay. But that's not what I want to do there. Alright. I am going to make it this staircase. And we're going to cover that block. Let's do 4, because we're going to get 4, right? But I only used 4 blocks instead of the 6. So I saved myself 2 resources. You know, I don't know how stingy you want to be, but sometimes it's worth it. So now, I take this block out, put a staircase right there, okay, and climb up. I still access this, which is perfectly what I want. Alright. Now I can take you out, I can take you out. And then what you're going to do is just simply squat, hop, place. Just like so. Simple. All different little techniques I'm trying to show you that you could use. Just like that. Now, this is going to function as both a bone meal generator and a kelp farm. All it's going to do is going to fill this chest up first, fill this hopper up first, and then shunt everything over here until this chest is full of bone meal and that hopper is full of bone meal. Alright guys, so that's a simple conversion of our kelp farm into both a kelp farm and an automatic bone meal farm. Of course, it'll take a while for the bone meal to start working. And I also have my auto bone meal maker over here, so when I have other stuff that I just want to put in myself, I can do it right here. Not a problem. And then I have plenty of bone meal to bone meal something, make white dye, or start making my bone blocks, which I showed you how to make. Now before we leave, let me show you real quick what I've been kind of cooking up here. I've been cooking stone, because I don't have silk touch, so I've been cooking a lot of the stone here, okay? Now with the stone though, remember I showed you could cook stone and make it as to smooth stone, which is in, which is in this one here. So I've been making smooth stone, okay? But what you can do with this smooth, this stone, is you can create this block right here. Now, let me go to the stone cutter. If I put this in here, it shows you everything we can make with this stone. Okay, we can make stone stairs, half slabs of stone. Then we get into these decorative blocks. Okay, the stone brick, and from that you got half slab stairs and stone brick walls, and then you have this chiseled stone brick, which is why the stone cutter is really good, because you just make it right here in this menu. But if you don't have it on handy, all you got to do is click on that. You'll create this. I'll turn the whole thing over, right? Bam, like that. Now, I can't do anything with it here because you need your 3x3 grid to make the other blocks. So I can make the stairs, I can make the half slab, okay? Because remember, half slabs are 3 blocks across. Stairs are 6 blocks in this right angle triangle, all right? And to make the chiseled, you take 2 of the half slabs and put them together, or at least that's the old way of making it. Or you just, oh, I made the stairs by accident. Oops, oh well, no big deal. And then, you know, you just click on that, and that's what you make here. So when you place these blocks down, you have that. I'll make the half slab too. Yeah, I'm looking for the block. Okay. See now, if I put it in here like this, above each other, 1 and 2, I can make it 2 using 2 half slabs, or just to use the stone cutter. Give me that. Okay, stairs, and of course the chisel block. That's part of your gray palette. All right, that's the bricks. Now there's 2 other things we can do with that. I go to this chop chest. That's the bricks. Here we go. You have this one that's called cracked stone brick, and what you do is you take the brick and you cook it, and it cracks the brick in this style like this. And then of course we also have this here, and I'll show you two things you can do with this. You'll have mossy cobblestone and mossy stone brick, which uses one vine each to create. Okay, and what you get with that is this. This is what you look like. You got your cobblestone, and mossy brick. All right, guys. And then, of course, with the smooth stone, where's the, yeah, we can make the half slabs, which is what we used to have. We never really had, this was, I think 15, where they made the full block, but that's that block. And then, of course, you have, if you want to put a double, you get that nice little line there, which is nice decoration and stuff. Versus, of course, let's just place one on top of it, which is that, which has this really darker outline versus this one. Alright, guys. Alrighty, so that's it for this episode. As always, thank you for subscribing, thank you for supporting, thank you for watching. You pups take care now. Bye.